All right, Shalom, Akim, Zahab, Spirit Wind, Judah of the GMS, Mississippi Camp, giving all honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, also giving double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone Ruel, and I want to say peace and blessings to the house of David the elect. Freeganism, living off trash. All right, this is a film based on the spirit of Esau, man. And what Esau has, he has a quote-unquote movement, if you may call it that, where he basically lives off of other people's trash. There's a reason why out of all the nations or races in America, is Esau there's a forerunning this movement, man. All right? There's a reason why, okay? Because, and the reason why I'm doing this lesson, when I was researching different health things, the word freeganism came up and I looked it up, and it was basically someone who gets free food by way of going into the dumpster to get it. All right. And these are not quote unquote, homeless Edomites. These are not, war veterans is homeless or, the handicapped or sick or mentally ill. These are healthy Edomites that can easily work for their food, man. All right. And the reason why I'm doing this is because Esau likes to control the narrative, man. When Esau does vile things like this, he gives little euphemistic topics or give euphemistic titles like freeganism, all right, or dumpster diving. But nah, man, you are a vile freeloading peasant, man. All right. Now you have people who are homeless who have no choice but to eat out of the dumpster, man. But you made this into a movement, all right? And it's cute. It's cute when you do it, Esau. But if there's a movement full of Jakes doing this, man, Jake will be bashed all over the internet, man. All right? And if you notice, you don't really see Israelites sitting there. I mean, you got one or two, but it's basically Esau, man.
Good evening and welcome to 16 by...
But with that being said, I'm going to play the video, bits and parts of it.
Picture. It might look like penny pinching taken to an extreme, but freeganism is about more than saving a few bucks. It's a way of life. Freegans say we waste way too much, and they can live off of what we throw away.
It's hard to avoid the power of consumerism. Everywhere we look, there's another ad, another way of selling stuff we desperately want, even if we don't really need it. But there's a movement afoot that's going in a different direction. They're called freegans. They dumpster dive for food, trade stuff that others consider junk, and live off the grid as much as they can. Madeline Nelson is one of the most prominent freegans in New York.
So, welcome to a freegan.info trash tour.
New York, the city that never sleeps. It's also one of the largest producers of garbage in the world. 15 million tons of waste annually. It's almost as if people are encouraged to take a bite out of the Big Apple, but only one bite, because you can always find another apple.
50% of all the food in the United States, if you count it from the farm to when it gets thrown out by supermarkets, 50% of it ends up in trash.
50%?
Yeah.
The freegans go out at night for a number of reasons. First and foremost, it's when the stores toss their bags onto the street. They have rules, which is decidedly un-freegan, but what Madeline says is the law. So they make sure they don't block the sidewalks and they untie bags rather than ripping into them. Leaving places neater than how they found them is just good business. So I'm curious, what sort of reaction do you get when people see you on the street?
It's New York City. We're lucky here in that it's all very, very accessible. It's out on the street in a bag. We're not trespassing. We're not diving into dumpsters, actually, despite the name. It's all very easy to do, very open. And people might give us a look at first, but once you see how much is wasted, almost nobody wants to see that waste.
Our first stop on...
See with this documentary, man, with this film, Esau is building the narrative to keep Esau's image in a positive light. That's why they went into consumerism and how much trash is being wasted in America, which is true, is absolutely true. But they did this in the same documentary where people are eating out of the trash. All right, because most of those people who are eating out of the trash are Edomites. Esau has to control the storyline, control the perspective, control the perception. Okay. All right. And if you notice, most of the people out there are Edomites, man. All right. It's cool. It's hip when Esau does it, man. All right. But they call Jake a leech or a parasite, man. The lower class, man. All right. What about these people?
Our tour of Manhattan doesn't net too much. Anything good in there?
Oh, nothing in here except they have these really good bottles that I use for home fermenting.
It isn't until we spot a grocery store that's just closed that we hit freaking nirvana.
Doesn't look like anything's wrong with that.
Nothing. Oh,
it looks like it was fresh meat.
It was made today.
And how much would that have cost you?
$11.25 apparently. But I guess, you know, a couple of minutes after they close, it's a little different price range.
Edward, like most freegans, has a job, but as a behavioral economic researcher, he doesn't get paid much. This is his first foray into the world of freegan scavenging.
That's why you decided to do this.
This girl who came by my house, she said, I haven't paid for food in like 2 weeks. It's ridiculous. I've just been doing...
So he has a job, but he doesn't get paid much. You mean to tell me you don't get paid enough to put food in your refrigerator, man? You're an Edomite. And if that's the case, then you're still a loser, because you're not supposed to be a freegan in your kingdom, man. You're not supposed to eat out of the trash can in your kingdom, period, man. You're losing either way it goes.
Freaking stuff, eating like a king, just giving food to her friends.
In New York, there's so much waste, freegans can actually be picky. Yes, they forage through supermarket trash and eat slightly bruised produce.
Who wants very, very soft bananas?
I'll have some banana.
They're very soft. You like to make a banana bread?
That's fine. It's actually everyday people are kind of like figuring out that this is like how ridiculous the whole, I don't know, food system is, and that this is a viable but sometimes a little bit like embarrassing way of getting around that.
But so much of what we eat is made to be fresh every day. So outside a bagel shop, they know what to expect.
You can feel, you don't have to open every bag the way we do at the supermarkets. You can feel the bagel bag, and lo and behold, there will be bagels in it.
There's no way of knowing how many freegans are out there. The definition of what is and isn't a freegan is so loose, even hardcore freegans sometimes chafe at the term. Besides, labels are for everyone else. For many, it's just common sense. Why spend cash on something that they can get for free?
Organic grape tomatoes. You can shop. It's not just that you have to take what's there.
So instead of telling someone and making light conversation at a park, well, you know, I was instead of telling someone, you know, I ate out of the trash can for about a year. You say, no, I was a freegan. You know, I was a part of the freegan movement for about 6 years. You know, because that alters their perception of you, man. And Esau does have to keep his image in a positive light, man.
And, go with whatever your eating habits are.
On our tour of New York, we met people from all walks of life and socioeconomic levels. Deirdre calls herself a dormant artist. Because of that, she's less freegan and more survivalist.
Not everybody is making a political statement.
Okay.
Some people are doing it out of need.
Are you doing it out of need?
Definitely. It's a combination. I mean, I'm environmentally savvy, but I definitely need to do it.
This is probably the last official stop on our tour tonight, and seems to be the most bountiful.
After 3 hours walking the streets of New York,
Yeah, that's pretty much it, brothers. Let me get the scripture right quick. This is Job 30:8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were valor than the earth. All right, and with that, shalom.